It's the CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves Coaches Show on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head over to ThunderZone Pizza and Tap with your hosts Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, joined by Thunderwolves head coach Philip Vigil.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome. Yes, raucous ovation here. It's the Phil Vigil Show on Fox Sports Pueblo. It's brought to you by Rustler Implement. They're Southern Colorado's tractor headquarters. They're specializing in Case International Harvester, Kubota, and New Holland. Come visit them at both locations. Of course, they're out on the Mesa and then also there in Rocky Ford. Bart's same family since 1962. There they are right there.
Bart's in the house, and
all right.
I have, I wear the swag.
Maybe I should put it on.
I wear the swag.
The bag
if you're a trucker hat kind of guy,
those are nice hats.
The Rustler Implement hat, they do it right with the hats.
It's a nice hat.
And you know the best part about this swag is it was swag, so it was free. But if I was going to Rustler Implements, I'd probably buy one of these hats.
I might give my cap to whoever does the best interview tonight.
Oh!
We got Keon Martinez. We got Danye Dixon, our guests here tonight. We got offense and defense. Phil likes to mix it up. I have one of each. That's the way you should have.
I have not had a specialist on the show, so don't hold it against me.
Well, you did miss.
Special.
The one specialist did miss one extra point, so the perfect season's over.
Oh.
You know who's a big fan of ours, though? Is Sully Moon's dad.
Yeah. Big physical guy.
Yeah. He'd be one of them big kickers.
Well, CSU Pueblo does have the most physical kicking crew in the conference. We've heard that. Is that your kickers? Yeah, that's our kickers.
They see Evan Lyons on the sidelines. They wonder what position he plays. He's a kicker.
He's a kicker.
They say, who's the little guy? I go, he's the running back. He's really fast. Oh, that's all right.
That's crazy.
Well, now you know you're our friend. See when you can take us kidneys.
Sure.
But Phil was man, that was the ultimate back and forth ball game. Seemed like you had several chances to maybe, choke them out, but they'd get back into the game. And I think it shows more about their resolve to stay in a ball game, perhaps, that they wouldn't give up. There were several chances they were on the ropes, but they wouldn't go away. But you guys answered on a number of occasions. I know Joe and I were talking, every time they got within a touchdown, you guys immediately responded with a touchdown. 3 times they got within one, 3 times you scored and kind of kept them at arm's length. So that last one they got within a touchdown. Then it got a little dicey there, but the defense came up huge.
It did. I think the fast start was a big key. We started off 14-0, and defense was getting some turnovers and really put ourselves in good positions there. And it was a hard-fought game against a really good opponent. And it's hard going there. I'm going to be honest, man. Those fans, they were raucous. Yeah. You could say that. They had the train horns going. But just like you said, I think the thing that I was most proud of is when we needed a play the most, guys stepped up and made plays. Defense came out in back-to-back series and caused 3 and outs. And then we hadn't ran the ball great all day. We needed to run the ball to win the game. Key gets a first down, and that's what sealed the game, and that's what good teams do. They find a way to win. It doesn't always have to be pretty, as long as you get it done, and we got it done on Saturday.
Well, Keon, that last run that you got the first down on, you had a nice big escort there.
Yes, sir.
Just taking you right through the hole. Talk about that last play. You had to get 3 yards or
no, definitely
might lose the ball game.
Definitely. Like Coach said, it was a rough time running the ball at first, but I just trust my guys up front. I knew we was going to get the job done. That's what we've been iterating the past couple of weeks, just short yardage, running the football, and I just knew I had to put my head down to make this play. We had to win this game.
Well, just talk about this season for you so far. I mean, it's been a whirlwind, kind of maybe a slow start, maybe a bit in the running game, but as the season's gone on, the running game has really kicked in.
No, definitely. It's definitely opened up since the first couple, but I think it's all up front. Just the guys getting better day in, day out, just being intentional about running the football, and that's where the game starts. Can't pass it if you can't run it. So I think that's what our mentality as running backs and as O-linemen, we got to just open the pass game up for the guys outside.
Well, speaking of the pass game, the quarterback, just another phenomenal ball game, Phil.
Yeah, Chance is a stud. He should be. He's been playing the game for like 3 decades. He's the oldest guy on the team, and I think he's got a PhD by now. And no, he's done a great job. Chance is, he's the only guy that came in that was a transfer that got voted a single digit. I think that just goes to show how much the guys respect him. And then every single week, you can see he's gotten more comfortable and more comfortable. And I think, again, just like Keon said, a lot of that is attributed to us being able to run the football, and if you're a one-trick pony where you can only pass it or you can only run it, you're going to be easier to stop. And right now we're able to do both, and so he's done a great job.
Well, Joe, in the ball game, I mean, it was the ultimate back and forth ball game, and that quarterback, he was tough to stop. He kept making plays, but the Thunderbolts kept making plays.
Well, and it was like Phil Vigil said going into last week. When we were on the coaches show last week, you said Charlie Floor coach teams don't quit. So, this back and forth. But, I mean, have you guys ever been a part of a scoop and score from a receiver?
I haven't. That was actually rare. I told Cook that was the first time I ever seen that.
I've never seen a scoop and score from an offensive wide receiver play.
Well, I didn't know if Zach Rakowski got credited with the forced fumble because he's the one who actually caused the fumble on that. Reggie fumbled that ball on Zach's leg, and so then Cookie being, living right, I guess.
Well, and it bounced right to him, and there was nobody there. I mean, it was a perfect play, but you're up 14-0, 2 minutes and 23 seconds into the game, and then we start going into snooze fest. Where'd you eat a Black Hill? We start trying to go through our Wikipedia knowledge of the area because it's going to be one of those, and all of a sudden it's a football game.
Yeah. Well, Joe, remember my quote? I go, Joe, can you start too fast?
Nope.
No. That was good.
I agree.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a fast start now. Did you didn't lay down on defense? Did you get complacent up 14-0?
I ain't gonna say we got complacent, but we let up some plays.
Yeah, see, and that's just human nature, right?
Yeah.
But how long did it take you to get out of that?
I mean, it didn't take long. We got on the sideline, got out of everything we did. We got on the sideline, we got everything we needed to get fixed, and we came up on top.
Well, that quarterback, he could launch. He was unafraid to launch it and unafraid to run it as well. So it made you stay at home, didn't it? You really had to pay attention to where he was going. No play was over.
7 and 5. They were a good duo.
Well, 5 had one of the catches of the year. The one hand behind the ball behind him, and boom, just put. He's not very big either, was he?
No, he wasn't big at all.
Well, I'm sure, Phil, you had your heart in your throat when. The play I thought that really kept them in the game was the launch down the middle of the field. It looked like you had 2 guys there to pick it off, but somehow the ball just had a little bit extra carry, and he made a spectacular catch. It was about that 40-yard gain right down the middle of the field.
Corey was right there, too, to pick that ball off. And 5, again, to his credit, he's done a great job all year long, and they've done a great job of moving him around and finding mismatches. And when the plays were there to be made, he made them. And that's to his credit. I mean, they got guys on scholarship too, and so you got to find a way to get those guys stopped. And ultimately we did, and that's the biggest thing. I just keep going back to it, man. When we needed plays the most, we found a way to come up with those plays, and it was awesome to see.
Well, they went deep into their bag of tricks too. They had a lot of plays there in their tool bag that they broke out in that game as well.
Eye candy.
The reverse pass for a touchdown.
The shot put.
That one hurt. I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
were you on coverage on that?
No.
Was the other side?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if he was putting his head down. I'm like, no, don't bring that one up. No, and the ball was so poorly thrown, it landed right where it had to.
I don't even think it was supposed to go there.
No, it was like right between. I was like, wait, does it go there or there? Well, it was a perfectly poorly thrown ball.
Yeah. It was
near perfect.
Yeah.
Near perfect.
Okay.
Now, Phil actually squeezed near perfect into the pregame talk too. I was like, he thought that went by me, but I kept professional. I got to keep going, keep grinding.
Well, I heard near perfect weather, and I'm like, if this is near perfect, what's perfect in Rapid City in November?
That's how you know you're living right there. The good Lord is looking down on you, saying, "Okay, here you go. You're living right." It was awesome. Great weather.
But near perfect is my favorite. I think those should be shirts next year.
That's right.
Near perfect.
Near
what
perfect.
Do you think?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good
patent.
All right. I want some of that swag.
We after the Highlands game, it was funny. Like some of your cultural stuff is really fitting in when the guys start repeating some of the things you say. And I'll never forget. We walked into the locker room after the Highlands game, and TD walked in, our tight end. And he said, "Smells near perfect in here."
That's a great inside joke that now everyone can share, and because it's so true. It's so true, and even I go all the way back to Grand Valley. Boy, that was literally near perfect, and to me that was the quintessential game right there. It shows you how good this team is, can be, and was. and it just
Yeah.
I that's how far back I go with this team in my mind of what are you going to remember most about this season? That's going to be the game for me.
Yeah, these guys, every single week, the thing I'm most proud about these guys is their ability to lean in and love on each other, and then their ability to get better every week. And I think we've done that. And that's, as a coach, the only thing that I can ask is we get better every single week. And they're doing that, and we need to continue that this weekend.
Yeah, reputations precede players when they come on the show. We've had Corey and we've had Bone, and there's the one reputation that has preceded Keon is he's the one player that never wants to leave the field. Is that accurate?
No, that's definitely true.
You want every carry, you want every return, you want every pass out of the backfield.
Yeah. And I've been doing a good job with allowing my teammates to make plays. So my thing this week, I'm gonna be a lot on special teams, just so I can stay on the field a lot more this week.
Well,
but no, yeah, that's definitely one of my biggest things. Just do what I can to help the team win.
And you know what I think, and Jim and I have alluded to on the radio that we've noticed, is that your pass protection has gotten much, much better, and you seem all in to pick up anybody coming.
Definitely. I take pride in pass protection. I got to keep Chance upright just because he leads the offense. Without him, we wouldn't be here.
Because he's got a rookie.
He's not.
But he's got a rookie watching his blind side.
No, definitely, for sure. I mean, they do a good job as well, but I just do what I can to make sure that they know they're blocking assignments. I'm on key. Chance is on key.
Well,
take shots. That's our biggest thing as an offense, just taking shots. So I know he got to have some time to throw the ball.
Okay, well, you're talking about every play on offense. You want to play some special teams?
For sure.
How about defense? You could be like the guy up there at CU. Let's get you
out
there for
if Coach will let me, I'll definitely go make some plays like Bone.
What are you going to play on defense?
Catch a couple picks. Safety.
Free. Just let me roam.
Have you seen the safety room at CSU Pueblo?
Yeah, I have.
I mean, like 6'3".
I like to compete. I like to compete.
We take it. He'd be like.
What are you guys doing?
Remember Josh Costa?
Jabril Peppers.
Yes.
Jabril Peppers.
CSU Pueblo's had a history of undersized safeties that just bring the noise.
Oh, yes, sir.
Josh Costa, if he's
I'm a physical player.
No, that's why I'm so
love
coach.
it.
Joe, but I
you got to give me a shot.
No. I prefer a bigger guy bringing the noise. Bringing us to Danya. Speaking of some noise this year, you made some noise in some games this year.
Yeah, a little
both
bit,
good and bad.
Yeah.
But you like that. You kind of play on that edge, don't you? It wouldn't be fun for you if you weren't on the edge.
It's part of me. I bring the edge. I bring the juice,
Now tell us how you got here. You transfer
from UNLV.
From UNLV Division I program.
Yes, sir.
What's that been like for you? I mean, has that been a great experience?
It has. It has been. Honestly, it's been better than what I was expecting coming in. Like, these guys really helped me buy into this program, and we was here already.
So you're a Thunderwolf now?
I'm a Thunderwolf for life.
For life.
For life.
Love that. Love to hear that.
He actually today, during senior week, we every after a practice every day, one of the seniors gets up and talks and shares what they're going to miss and imparts some wisdom to the younger guys. And that was one thing Danye said this morning. He's like, man, you guys brought me in and as a transfer and I bought in and he's done a great job this year. I'm proud of Danye and his growth. And again, I think a lot of people don't know this, but Danye got hurt at the beginning of the year,
right?
And it hindered him a little bit during fall camp in those early games, but as he's gotten healthy, he's gotten better and better and better every single week, and he's got a natural nose for the football and knows how to find it, and has done a really good job.
Still has one of the prettiest picks of the year.
Yes.
Took it right out of the guy's hands.
Yeah,
and they even reviewed it. And it was like, what did you review?
Yeah, I was confused about that one. I didn't know what that was about.
But that had to be one of your prettiest picks of all time.
Ones, that's one of my better ones for sure.
Well, that's where you never give up on a play, right? You just stay in it right there and right to the end, and then
I don't
get a chance to run it back.
I hate letting up passes. I hate letting up catches. So that was my mindset in that moment.
Well, let's hear from both you guys the atmosphere on Saturday. I mean, that was nuts. I mean, right from the opening kickoff, and then you guys are running on the sideline, and I mean, they're just.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't play this in stadiums, but that was pretty.
Well, and this was their Super Bowl. They thought this was the year.
They
thought this was the year. They were going to take the Rockers were going to take down the Thunderwolves. Could you feel that?
Oh yeah,
definitely
for sure.
And I think that kind of feels us. Like if you look back at the Grand Valley game, we kind of play up to big atmosphere type games. So I already knew we was going to win the game. It was just determine the how.
Yeah.
So we play up to those type of atmospheres and those environments and stuff like that.
You got to work on their confidence, Coach.
Confident.
Being a team that believes is hard to do.
Yes.
I'd rather them be happy and excited and know that they're going to win than the opposite.
Now, we don't know if you guys listened to the show previous to the pregame, like last Wednesday's game. Well, Coach had you guys playing the Green Bay Packers this last week. They were so good that they were an NFL team, and you took them down. So that's why we love the confidence, because we have to, kind of plays up the opponents a little bit.
Yeah, no, the confidence don't leave us at all.
No, it does not.
They don't leave us at all.
But I think what Coach is saying, as the year has gone on, every game it's like climbing a ladder, hasn't it? Each opponent has gotten better and better.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's any different this week. I think Black Hills has a couple of fluky losses where they didn't show up, but the games they have shown up, I mean, they had mines down going into the fourth quarter. I mean, they've got to have your attention.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, you look at their scores and they're very comparable to where we were, where we are, and just kind of like what Keon was saying, the way that this team played against Grand Valley is the way that a lot of teams play against us, and so we've got to understand going into every single week that we're going to get everybody's best. We're going to get everybody's best shot, because we know that because of the legacy and the tradition that Coach Riston and these guys have done and built here, if they win this one, it doesn't matter what else happened during the year. If they win this one, that's a big win, and that's going to make or break their season. And so we know we're going to get everybody's best, and that's why we got to be at our best on Saturday, and we're going to be facing a really good team on Saturday.
All right, we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to more of the show. We're going to take our first time out of the night. We remind you we are brought to you tonight by Rustler Implement, your Southern Colorado tractor specialist. Case, Kubota, New Holland. Come out and visit them, both their locations, out on the Mesa as well as in Rocky Ford. We are at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. It is Pint Night. I'm not sure who the Pint Night sponsor is tonight, but have a pint. And we'll have a couple pints. Well, you always leave. I'll drink Joe. So anybody who wants to buy Joe and me a pint, Joe leaves, so I'll drink his pint as well at 7:01.
7:01.
Yes,
and all I'm waiting for, these guys probably heard that there was food. I ordered it.
Well, it'll be on the way, and when they see it, you got the extra wings?
I got, yeah.
All right,
we're
good. All right. Did we stay with the same menu?
Well, yeah.
Won 6 in a row,
Yeah, no, you don't change menus midstream.
We just get more of it.
Yes.
All right. All right, we'll be back after this timeout. ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, Phil Vigil Show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
It's the CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves Coaches Show on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head over to ThunderZone Pizza and Tap with your hosts Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, joined by Thunderwolves head coach Philip Vigil.
And welcome back, ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, Phil Vigil Show, brought to you by Rustler Implement, Southern Colorado's tractor headquarters, specializing in Case, Kubota, New Holland. Come visit them at both locations, out on the Mesa as well as in Rocky Ford. Same family, 1962, right? That's a long time. That's
we were both born, though.
No, I was born in 1961.
And I was born in 1965.
Joe, my birthday is next Thursday, so you guys...
I'll get you the same thing I got you last year, only bigger.
Really? 0. Nothing.
Well, I was looking for maybe an XL, I'll send a... Well, you already got some from you this year.
You want some more gear?
Yeah, well, this is a closed-circuit message to maybe either Tommy Johnson and Matt Hammer, basketball.
Got to show the biceps, Coach.
So we need the basketball guys to kick in here.
Okay.
No, I like
that's next week. We'll worry about that next week.
I'm still waiting for the black one. That
black on black?
The black on black hoodie.
I might know somebody.
Yeah, that's by far one of them.
That's tight. They told me I had to talk to the lady with the challenge flag.
Roxanne.
Yes. I told her I've seen her every week I go, have you thrown that yet? She goes, no, I just have to remind him that he has it.
Yeah, she definitely does. She
Yeah.
gives it to me she gives me that challenge flag every week.
Yeah, it's awesome to see it before game because I know where it's at. Roxy's got it, and it's nice to know where.
Hey, we actually won a challenge.
Yes.
Finally.
But you lost one too. Well, I guess that
When?
was no.
Yeah,
that
1 year.
It was
the other
a
guy.
challenge,
They won.
but it was
they won the challenge.
It was a review on their part. It wasn't a challenge.
Now let's talk about the mechanics of that, Phil, because I've been asked about that. People were watching. Now, they didn't originally throw the roughing penalty or the unnecessary roughness penalty. They had to talk it over. And then all of a sudden, things are going on around the play. They called the roughing the passer, even though ignored the 2 holding calls, which, prevented the sack. when Feeney's trying to get away, I mean, the guy's got him by his jersey trying to get away, and finally he does get away, and of course they call him for roughing the passer. But then in the secondary, we got stuff going along, and all of a sudden they go, oh, that's an illegal hit. Now, they didn't see it originally as a roughing call. What made them think it became
There was a couple of them.
roughness?
There was a couple of them. This is what they explained to me. There was a couple of them that thought it was a targeting foul, and so they came together to talk about it. And all four of those guys came together and agreed that it was worth a penalty. And so that's when they took it to review. I'm thankful that they took it to review. Obviously I think that's the main thing. In the past with targeting fouls, targeting is a very difficult thing. There are some.
What they were explaining.
There are some targeting fouls that are blatant that we've experienced this year that are completely unnecessary and should not be in the game. But there's other ones where if an offensive player has the ball and is going down, it's hard as a defensive player to lower your level where you're not going to hit that person in the neck or head area. It's a very difficult split-second decision, and so I'm thankful that now they go back and review the targeting and confirm that it was or wasn't targeting. And then even if it was, the kid can still stay on the sideline. It's not like he's going to jail or something.
Right.
And because realistically, 99% of them that happen or occur are in the heat of a moment that they're not thinking about hurting someone. It's just you're playing the game.
Well, sometimes you can hit a guy with a shoulder or your arms, and then the force of their head comes forward and makes. It's not that you're lowering the crown of your head and hit him.
Yeah.
What did the film study show you about Gary's hit on Saturday? Did you guys win any kind of conference appeal, or is he out the first half on Saturday?
Yeah, he's out the first half on Saturday. They went back and reviewed the huddle tape. Now, I from the huddle tape, to their credit, it's hard to determine where the initial hit takes place. From the TV copy, I thought it was shoulder to the chest area.
Right, that's what I thought.
But they won't review the TV copy; they'll review the huddle film copy, and so they're going to stand by it, and I obviously stand by them if that's what they determine, and it is what it is. So
well, I think anytime it's a highlight hit, it's going to get. You play defensive back. Anytime you decleat somebody, even if it's clean, they're going to look at it. Anytime you dislodge a ball with a ferocious hit, they're going to look at it. Just because that's what they're trying to prevent is people going, "Oh, run that back." I mean, I'm that age where you could rent movies of just hits.
Yeah.
60 minutes of just guys getting decleated. I mean, those were like the greatest things in the world.
Yeah.
It's like a NASCAR auto wreck. You can see, but I mean. Those textbook hits are no longer in vogue, and anytime you see one like that, they go right to somebody's going to throw a flag, even if it's clean.
So in Seidenberger's defense, what's he supposed to do? Just come up there and just kind of massage the guy in the defensive? I'm serious. Are you supposed to just go up there and escort him to the?
They said to get lower.
It's funny because you ask a lot of even a lot of the NFL guys. It's gotten to a point where they're like, defenders are going straight towards legs, and then the offensive guys are like,
hit us high.
Yeah, because if I go, I tear an ACL, I'm out for a year now.
Yeah.
And so it's hard. I don't know. I mean, I think it's a difficult thing to do. Especially when an offensive player is catching the ball and going to the ground, and they're lowering their level so quickly. That's a difficult thing to do, is lower your level with them so where you're not making contact with the head or neck. And I know Gary wasn't trying to hurt the kid by any means. He's trying to.
Yeah, we used to call it spearing. Now, spearing was pretty obvious. That's when the top of your head hits him. And now, if you hit somebody, even if your face mask hits him, they're calling it. Now, where you're supposed to, if you move your head, then you risk hurting yourself, don't you?
Well, I mean, that's why we have the hawk tackling and some of those other things that you try to incorporate to get your head out of it, and really it's really all comes down to you look at the rugby sport, it's those guys are able to have some serious collisions and they keep their heads out of it for the most part, and so there is a way to do it, and sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't, and unfortunately for us on Saturday, Gary got one.
Now, if you had to change the way you played the defensive position, because you can't blindside block, you can't. Has it changed the way you? I mean, you're a senior, so you've seen the rule evolve a little bit.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah. You just got to be more cautious when you're coming down, make a tackle. You just got to be more cognate.
And how about
that's really
defenseless
much it.
receiver? Do you hate that term?
Yeah, honestly, I do. At times, it's like, are they really defensive or are they just trying to protect them? Like, I'm not too sure.
Well, and of course, in this game Saturday, the reason the rule was put in was for the hit that Cook took. The ball's over his head, it's out the end, and he gets blasted.
Yeah.
No defenseless receiver there. I don't get it.
You don't remember that play?
I don't.
Okay, they were going. If you're facing the field and you're coaching, it's on the left side, and it was late in the game.
Well, yeah, Cook was coming right across the goal line.
Yeah, it was
the pass sailed over his head, and the guy
10-yard line.
blasted it. Yeah.
And just gets lit. And that's why we asked.
Cookie, man, poor guy. I mean, he's gotten more of those that have not been called this year.
Well, because he's so little, they don't see him.
What was the play before the field goal, the missed field goal? That's
okay.
probably so. That was right in that area of the game right there,
Gotcha.
Or it didn't, cost you, but it was still. I mean, boom.
The one where you almost picked up on the third down, but didn't. Remember that one?
Oh.
It's when you turned the corner and slipped.
Oh, yeah.
And that was it. Your
that'd
feet
be
went right out from
frustrating.
under you.
Yeah, it's okay.
He was not happy that we kicked a field goal. He was like, "Give me the ball." I was like, "We're
Do you
kicking a
actually
field
say
goal."
that to him?
No, I don't.
Come on.
He sees it in my eyes, though.
Well, that was a
In
key
my
decision.
demeanor.
That was a key decision in the ballgame.
I mean, it would,
but it seemed like it was the
it's a
right.
29-yarder.
Yeah, it's the right
you know,
call.
and Jake, to his credit, has made those all year long, and it puts it at 2 scores. I just felt like it was the right decision right there at that game.
I did say it was a tough angle, though.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but he's made them, and again, if I had to do it all over again, I'd do the same thing,
Sure.
and I have confidence in Jake that he's going to make those kicks, and,
It is. Hey,
is what it is.
But it's easy to talk about that after a win.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, right? It's easy to you can break down the game from top to bottom, start to finish. But at the end of the day, if you're 1 point better than the other team, then it's all good.
Well, we should commend him because it added to the drama. Thanks for
Yeah.
missing that kick because
Yeah.
it made a lot more drama down
Yeah.
the stretch because it I mean, you got to come
Gives
up
me
with
more
two-
gray.
You
Kids
gotta
call
come
me
up with
Santa
2 huge
Claus.
stops.
Thanks a lot.
Had to come up with 2 huge stops and then the first down run or the run on third down to get it.
And I will say that I was happy when he missed an extra point.
Yeah, to get that out. Get
Not
that out of the way
Saturday, but
earlier.
because
Against Mesa?
because I didn't want a game to come down to he's 50 for 50 in extra points and then
Well, that wasn't his fault.
no, but it
snap
counts as a
issue.
missed extra point.
Well, in this
so.
game, even one was blocked, if I remember right, and we went through the uprights. And the first kick of the game, didn't it
of
get
theirs.
Yeah.
No, ours got
Ours
Yeah,
got
deflected and
deflected
went
and
through
still
still.
made it.
so that's good carry.
Living right.
That's good precision when you
Strong
can do that.
legs.
Well, as far as the rest of the ball game went, I mean, it was just I just thought the overwhelming thing for me was your guys' ability to score touchdowns when you needed. Every time they got into the game, crowd got into the game, you guys were able to silence them.
Yeah, it was honestly probably the first time since Grand Valley that we had to have a score and we were able to go down the field and score. And again, it was credit to those guys up front and Chance and the running backs and the receivers being on the same page and guys making plays, and it was awesome to see that, though.
Well, I talked to some of their parents after the game of Mines players, and they to them it was a moral victory because they stayed with you guys. That to them they felt like they were getting closer to. And you said Charlie was doing that with them.
They're a good team. I mean, they've done a good thing. They've done some really good things there. They've got some really good skill. They've got. They're physical up front. They're going to overload the box defensively, which made it difficult for us to run the football all day long. And
the best part about that, according to our max scheduling, is we can go back there next year.
yeah, that's going to be awesome. We get to go back to
Same team, same trip, because they just flipped the schedule. Instead of them coming here, going back. Look at Keon going. We're going back there.
Crazy.
Okay, you know what? We're going to take a timeout because Grub's here.
Grub.
The food is here. And we'll just put it everywhere. Just get it in front of me there. That's all right.
Perfect.
All right. Phil Vigil Show. We are at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. Still time to get on down here the second half of the show or join us afterwards. And I'll be around. I'll do the PR thing.
You are the PR guy. I was all day
I'll hang
today.
out. And with the rest of my beautiful fans out here. Love you all. Love you all. All right. Come back after this timeout. Phil Vigil Show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
It's the CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves Coaches Show on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head over to ThunderZone Pizza and Tap with your hosts Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, joined by Thunderwolves head coach Philip Vigil.
And welcome back, ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, Phil Vigil Show, brought to you by Russell Implement, their Southern Colorado Tracker headquarters, specializing in KHI Ace, Kubota, and New Holland. I kind of screwed that up.
Yeah, you're good.
Come visit them, both locations, out on the Mason, of course, out there in Rocky Ford. Same family, same locations, 1962.
Those who know.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Those who know about implements know exactly what you were trying to say.
Okay. You guys got any implement needs?
Implements. That's what the big things they put on tractors. Fronts of tractors.
Is that your goal in life, to have an implement? Get the mic down next to your head there, Danya. There we go. So that should be your goal someday. Have an implement you can put on a tractor and go out and plow a field someday.
Dante's from Baltimore.
Yeah,
they don't know what implements are down there in Baltimore.
Not too much open land.
Is there any farmland in Baltimore? No.
No,
He's shaking his head no. Orioles fan?
You can ask Danya about a lot of things. He probably know a lot more about than we do. I'll tell you that much.
Is he a wealth of knowledge?
Yeah.
Yeah?
For the most part.
Farming, maybe not.
No. I have zero knowledge.
He did catch a fish
there on Chesapeake Bay.
You caught a fish?
I caught a fish.
Where?
4th of July at the Res.
Lake trout. For those that are fans of the Wire,
I lost it,
lake
but
trout.
I reeled it in almost.
Really? Almost. How big was it?
It was pretty big. No, it wasn't that big.
The long distance release. That's what we call it.
No.
That's what they call bait in Colorado.
Yeah, it for sure baited me. Thought I had it.
Still have yet to catch a fish.
Now, do you still matriculate back to Baltimore, or is that in your rearview mirror? What's your thoughts? You're getting close here. To the end. What do you?
Right now,
what's your desire?
After the season, I'm gonna go back just to spend some time. But I'm gonna train to start pretty soon, so I'm not gonna be that.
You feel like you're more of gonna go west, young man? One of those things?
In a
or
sense,
you're an East Coast
yeah.
guy? What do you think?
Nah, after spending some time in JUCO and Cali, I love California, so I think I might end up that side.
All right, there's nothing wrong with that.
Clean air.
Yeah, the beaches is amazing.
Yeah?
Amazing.
You don't like beach life, do you?
I love the beach life. We don't have beaches in Maryland, so it's like once I got out there, it was different for sure. I fell in love.
Well, Keon, you got another year.
Yes, sir.
Junior, so it's nice to have another year coming back, especially when you see all that young offensive line, all those freshmen, and the guys that are all hurt. They're going to get healthy. I mean, the sky's the limit for this ball club, and they're running
Definitely
the football
big
next
off
year.
season, man. We just got to keep day in, day out, just keep working. That's really all it is.
You going to be on them?
For sure. For sure. I gotta step into that leader role sometime.
I was going to say, that's what I like. That when players lead, teams
Yes,
win.
sir.
All right.
Gotcha.
If you have a question for the coach or the players here, 719-671-7574, 671-7574. Now,
Uncle Charlie's here.
Uncle Charlie's
Uncle
here.
Charlie's right here.
He is right back there. He did send in a question, even though he knew he was going to be here. Of course, he asked about, I got 5 others here asking about playoffs. But
Playoffs.
this is the playoff game this week, right? This is more or less, you know what? Your team gets one guaranteed shot to get out there and play football this year again, so that's where you just lay it out on the line, isn't it?
That's exactly what we've been telling the team. Like, we don't know what the future holds. We know one thing. If we don't take care of this weekend, it doesn't matter. And we've got a really special group, a really special team, and we want to keep these guys together as long as we possibly can. But we're going to control the things that we can control. We can't control playoffs. We can't control selections. We can't control regional. It doesn't matter. What matters is right now. And so that's been our focus all week long.
Well, and Uncle Charlie also wants to know, he's a Texas guy, so
Okay.
he wants to know how many Texas players you have on the hook. We got one last week.
We did.
So they're starting to trickle in some of these commitments, aren't they? So
Yeah.
Texas is big and kind of like it.
Well, I mean, I got a lot of my staff that are from Texas and have connections there, and so it's about relationships. It's about finding the right kids that fit who we want to be from not only an athletic standpoint, but also from a personnel and cultural standpoint, and finding the right kids to come here and that are going to be successful in Pueblo and come into our culture and be a great addition. And so we're gonna look everywhere. I mean, we got kids from Florida, we got kids from Texas, we got kids from Arizona, we got kids from Cali,
Baltimore.
Baltimore being represented. That's
and
good.
obviously the box state, Colorado.
The box state.
Box state, yeah. I noticed the X formerly Twitter. A lot more guys. I got my offer this week. Got my offer this week.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
see where
that time of the. I have a pet peeve of guys, and you guys are young enough to know. When I got my first offer, I got my second. I wish players would just tweet when they commit.
Yeah.
Kind of say, "Hey, I'm going here."
Where's the clout? You don't get the clout if you just commit. If you just get when you commit.
No,
Nowadays, it's like I
that
gotta.
says you're a dog, though.
You get an offer to walk on, and now we've got to tweet about it. I mean, it's
right.
And one time you just love to see the tweet. I visited Mesa, and I want no part of that place.
Yeah,
I like those two.
That place sucks. That's why, a couple weeks ago, you guys went down to Shadron and beat them up pretty good on a big recruiting day. I was walking off the field going back up to the booth after the post game, and I saw all these recruits standing there all looking at you guys and not the Shadron guys.
I want to be there. I want to have
swoop
fun.
in and grab some of those guys.
Well, Ken checking out from the Ozarks. Maybe Ken down there in the Ozarks, you need to turn this over to somebody from Arkansas or wherever. Ozarks is Arkansas, right?
It's Missouri.
Missouri, okay. The Ozark Mountain Daredevils.
Oh, I thought like Lake of the Ozarks, or what are we talking about?
Oh, yeah. Is that Arkansas or Missouri thing?
Ozark was like.
He is in Lake of the Ozarks. Yeah, I should ask Ben. Ben's from down there, so.
I didn't even know Ozark was like a real place.
The great thing about Ben is he doesn't need a microphone either.
No.
He projects.
Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri, Ozark Mountains, Arkansas.
There we go.
So we're both right.
All right, cool. All right, well, he wants to know.
You guys want to hold hands?
Excuse me?
You guys are both. We're both right.
Come again?
I guess we really never know. His question
It
is,
was a near perfect answer.
how many returning starters for next? But you don't know. You don't know how many you're going to return. You don't know who the young guys are. They're going to emerge. To me, it looks like you've got a pretty darn good core.
We do.
Coming back.
We do. I mean, we're very young. We go through our every week. We have our pregame meals and all this stuff, and you always dismiss or allow the guys to go eat based on their eligibility. So seniors, you guys are up first, and we got 10 seniors, and then juniors, and then sophomores, and it's like, holy smokes, freshmen. Oh my good. There's just a lot of kids in those two classes, and so. Excited about the future of this program and where we're headed, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I've covered this team since 2008.
Long time.
Yeah, because I'm old. But when Ben sent out the seniors to be honored this week, that's the shortest list I've ever seen. That just tells you, since I've covered in 2008, that that group of seniors is the shortest group of seniors I've ever seen be recognized.
Wow.
But I also told Jim, if you ever want a textbook case on how to do senior night, South Dakota Mines did it perfect.
I didn't see it.
Oh my God, they were in and out, and they have a ton of them. But it didn't take 7 hours, and it was like boom, 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 boom.
Ours is only going to take 35 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not too bad.
Quick.
Yeah.
Ben going, the sweat is already pouring off his head over there, thinking about all the pressure.
I've not met with Dr. P more than about senior week.
Yeah,
we talked all about it on the drive.
But they did it great, and they honored it, paid homage. But they walked and met their parents. They didn't walk with, they walked and met them. So it's like it was perfect.
Faster.
Yes.
More efficient.
Well, but it was also to let the guys spend a little bit with their team, then meet their family, and then get honored and then walk off.
Well, I'm interested to see how you think it goes tomorrow. Or on Saturday, excuse me.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, I know you will.
Yeah,
you'll let everyone else know.
Yeah, I'll tell them.
This is horrendous. What are they thinking?
If we're late for kickoff, you'll know how it went.
Exactly. Well, Phil, we should address it. Two others are wanting to know about the playoff situation. This year reminds me, Joe can remember back probably to about 2010 when the Thunderwolves were, I think, 9-2 in the conference, and just a great team. That's when they only allowed 6, but that year you could see there was 2 or 3 teams that didn't make it. The Thunderwolves were one of them because it was kind of a wealth of good teams. I think we got the same thing this year. It's pretty top heavy, 7 or 8, 9 teams up there, and you guys are trying to fight in there, but just doesn't look like there's a way in. But you don't care about that. You probably just say we got to play the game. We can't worry about it.
I just can't. I can't control that,
But 7 teams with 1 loss or less, that's tough nut to crack.
It is hard. I think that there's things that help us in our cause. I mean, the fact that there's 4 teams from the Lone Star Conference in the top 10 in the region, I think is ridiculous. When the RMAC went 5-2 versus the Lone Star Conference, I think that's crazy to me. The fact that our 3 losses are against the number 1 team, the number 2 team, and the number 9 team in the country.
Yeah.
By the end of this weekend, they're going to be combined like 30-2. Those are the things that to me it's like.
Oh, I think you definitely have a case. I mean, I said, but the regional rankings will come out. The final ones will come out. They'll be 8th, and they'll take 7th, and I'll be as upset. You know why? And this goes back to that 2011 team. That was a good football. 9-2. That was a good football team, but that team needed a year of playoff experience because the next year they went to the playoffs, and they got a rude awakening. Remember, it was sort of like, oh no, who are those guys? You need that experience. Like 2013, that was a great playoff run, but that got them ready for 2014.
Well, and that's where those games like Grand Valley help you.
Yes.
It's that was a playoff experience. That was a playoff atmosphere. That's what playoff teams look like. And if you want to win the big one, you've got to be that team. And I know the beautiful thing about this season for us as a staff is being able to take a step back and evaluate guys in season and see exactly what we need and where we need to improve to get to that level. And that's really the goal is obviously we want to win those big games. We want to continue to play those big games early because that's going to help us in the long run. And so, we could have played a fluff schedule in non-conference and won both those games.
But that's backfired before too, though. It has.
Exactly.
It's left some teams out when they play a bunch of cupcakes, and you're 10-1, and the committee goes, well, who'd they beat? Yeah.
All right, we got one segment to go. We're getting a little long in the tooth here, but that's good. That means we're flowing.
It's getting late early.
Yeah, we don't have to. What are we going to do now? What are we going to talk about? We got plenty to talk about. We got Black Hill State to talk about.
We got the Yellow Jackets.
Yes, fear the sting. Fear the sting. That's what you worry about this weekend. All right, come back after this timeout. We'll talk about the Stingers. That comes your way next. Phil Vigil Show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
It's the CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves Coaches Show on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head over to ThunderZone Pizza and Tap with your hosts Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, joined by Thunderwolves head coach Philip Vigil.
And welcome back. Final segment, Phil Vigil Show. Brought to you by Rustler Implement, their Southern Colorado's tractor headquarters specializing in Case International Harvester, Kubota, and New Holland. Come visit them at both locations out on the Mason, of course, in Rocky Ford. Proud sponsor of the Phil Vigil Show. We are at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, and I'm looking forward to this pizza. Great pizza, isn't it?
Great pizza.
Unbelievable how good it is. And it keeps well, too. I told you a couple weeks ago, my wife and I had that we gnawed on it all weekend. It was great. And I'm looking forward to diving into it here in a little bit. Well, Phil, we said you fear the sting. That's the, the whole deal with Black Hill State. Fear the sting. They're the Yellow Jackets. They had a couple of perplexing losses this year. They got shellacked by South Dakota Mines, but then they turn around. They've had great efforts against Western Colorado. They had a phenomenal effort against Mines before they got kind of rolled in the fourth quarter, but they were leading that game for the vast majority of the game. I think they led for more minutes than trailed in the game against Mines. Got away from them in the fourth quarter, but that tells you they are very capable.
They are, and that's exactly what we've been talking to our team about all week long. I think that this is a group that they really do play to their competition, and they have the athletes to be able to do so. Offensively, their quarterback is a one-year guy, very similar to Chance. He's very good. He can throw it, he can run it. Very similar to this guy we saw last weekend, and they've got 2 receivers that are very good football players. Number 0 and number 8 are very, very good players.
Which one do you get?
Either or.
Either or. Okay.
Either or.
Either or.
Either or. Yeah, Hassan Williams and TJ Chakura.
One's from Cali, one's from Texas.
Yep.
Cali and Texas.
Number 8 is a sophomore from Arlington Seguin, and again they're very good. They're a very good football team. They offensively do a really good job of scheming up to their opponent every single week. They've got some new wrinkle or some new scheme that they implement into the game and do a really good job. Defensively, I actually worked with their defensive coordinator at Northwest Missouri. Jordan Brown is his name, and so a lot of familiarity with him, and we were in the trenches together. We called it the trailer park. That was what the GA's office was at Northwest, and And so we go back a long ways. I know he's going to have his guys ready to go on the defensive side, and we're going to have our hands full.
Well, on a personal level, that's been kind of fun for you this year. A lot of acquaintances you've run across through the years, or hey, you're right back home again. You're all battling against each other.
Yeah, coaching it's a small circle, and so it's good to see people that you know and love and worked with having success. So it'll be good to see him this weekend.
I asked most of the players that come on the show about film work. You got the Yellow Jacks. How much film work each one of you do you watch? And do you watch it on your own, or you just watch it in your position room? What's your preparation for a game like this? You go first, Keon.
I watch film a lot more by myself than I do with the team. But every Wednesday, Thursday, I go and I meet with Coach Graff or the running back coach, just see what they see is different, see how they see it different, the schemes and the flow of the D-line, the flow of the linebackers. Because we watch film and we watch for how they tackle and how they want to hit, but they're watching more for the scheme, how I'm going to hit the hole, where the hole is going to be, who's pulling, and how he's getting him, who IDing. So I just think film is very important. It's probably the most important than anything.
What about you, Daniel?
It's a little bit of both. The DB core, we're pretty close. We're tight. So most of the time, we watch film together, but I spend some time watching it by myself too. But we key in on the receivers, how they release off the ball, what they do at the top of the routes, what they do when they're not getting the ball, how they block, little things like that. That'll give us the edge.
Well, Phil, in closing, it is a bittersweet day. It's senior day. Only 10 this year, but still, you've been here a short time. But you develop relationships with these guys, and it's kind of a sad day in some ways, and also a celebration in other ways.
Yeah, we had my wife and I had them over for dinner on Tuesday. And it's just an unbelievable group, and I told them, man, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you guys, and because we came in and
they could have walked.
They could have said I'm out, I'm going to be half in, or and they didn't, and they bought all in, and that trickled down to everybody else, and so we're going to miss this group. There's some really, really, really great football players, but there's some really great people that we're going to miss out of this group as well. And so that's the hard and beautiful thing about football is at some point it's going to quit you. And we just hope that as coaches and our culture and what we do, that we're building strong men through the game of football. And I think we've been able to do that this year, and we're going to continue to do that as long as we're here.
Well, it is amazing. We tell people about it all the time. On your signing day, and when everybody comes in, there's 40 to 50 guys you're bringing in. It's a big celebration. You've got all these guys. But at the end of the day, there's only 10 to 20.
Yep.
Usually. 20 is usually tops. I think that's maybe the biggest senior class we've ever had. It just tells you about how hard it is to persevere to make it all the way to the end.
No doubt. And these guys have done it through COVID, too.
Yeah. No, I love the fifth-year senior guy.
Yeah.
Well, now you got the eighth-year senior guy. But the fifth-year senior guy that was scout team. I love how you guys honor your scout team players and the underclassmen. And I see a guy that's a fifth-year program guy that's graduating. That's where my heart goes out. Cause,
no doubt.
They bought in from being 17 years old to being a man at 22.
No doubt. No doubt.
Well, this is the swan song. Maybe. I've been given a little ray of hope. We may be back next week. We may not. We don't want to promote it, but we may be back next week. But if we're not, Phil, I just want to say for Joe and me, it's been a pleasure working with you this year. It's been a lot of fun, and your idea to bring the players in, I think it was a slam dunk, home run, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I appreciate you guys. I know for you guys, there's a lot of travel. There's a lot of preparation that goes into this, and I appreciate the work that you guys do. I know our guys do as well, so thank you.
It's been great. Jim and I have been work-wise for a long time, and it's always a pleasure. We crack each other up and shut each other up.
Well, we thank Ben Greenberg, our sports information director. He's the new guy, the new kid on the block as well.
No tickets this week. Did he get a ticket or no?
No, he did good this week.
Nice job,
good, and we only hit the rumble strip twice. I think he's more precise when
Paul's in the car.
Dr. Paul is in the car.
The good doctor makes him.
Almost called him Dr. Phil.
The good
Dr. Paul is in the car. I think Ben's he's there. He's right on. But Ryan Howard, everybody here at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, we thank them. Of course, the Rustlers, the Rustler Implement, our title sponsor. as well. Aaron Kinnischtzke, for the most part all year, has been our producer and engineer. We had a little Benny Bash early, but for the most part, it's been Aaron Kinnischtzke. We thank him for all of his hard work. For the head coach, Phil Vigil, for our guests tonight, Keon Martinez and Danya Dixon, for my partner, Joe Cervi. All of our fans, we thank you as well. Remember, the ball game is Saturday, 12:30 pregame, 1 o'clock kickoff right here on Fox Sports Pueblo. Until then, good night, everybody.